I'll admit, I'm enough of a Star Wars fanboy that I got kind of giddy seeing the Rancor poke his head around the corner, knowing that I would get to duel this magnificently ugly beast. Well, my joy lasted only as long as it took this thing to pound me into the dirt in one hit. Really? A boss that kills you in one hit? Really, Respawn? At least, that was my initial reaction. We could talk all day long about boss design and what makes for a good or a bad boss fight, but at the end of the day, if you are capable of dealing damage and blocking or dodging the boss's attacks, then it is a fight you can win. You might have to play near flawlessly, but it is possible. Now, being forced to play virtually mistake-free may not be what you want, and yeah, that's understandable. Jedi Survivor is not like Dark Souls, where death and dying are woven into the story and world. If you play on Grandmaster like I am, you're doing it because you want the extra challenge. This begs the question, why? What do we gain from beating a boss in 20 times as many tries as it took everyone else? Is it just an ego boost, a fact you can use to feel better about yourself when you see people struggling on Jedi Knight? Is it due to a masochistic tendency? Are we just trying to extend our playtimes and spend as many hours with Cal as we can? Your reasons are your own. Here are the 3 reasons why I enjoy beating my head against a brick wall, also known as playing on the highest difficulty. Reason number 1. The more bitter the struggle, the sweeter the nectar of victory. If I waltz into a boss fight and just exchange blows with my enemy, maybe landing a few more hits than I receive, and walk out with hardly a scratch on me, I don't feel as if I've really done anything of note. I've just managed to not fail spectacularly. Again, if that's the way you want to play, power fantasy and all that, by all means, go for it. This is just me explaining my own personal taste. Cal may be a Jedi with years of training and experience who should take down daunting foes with ease, but me? I'm a guy who eats too many pretzels and doesn't spend enough time outside. If I am going to be a Jedi, I'm going to have to earn it. And the more I fail, the more I learn. Every death is a lesson. Those uppercuts are quicker than you think. Don't try to block the stomp. His left-handed slam comes down really quickly. He has more range than it appears. Those uppercuts are still quicker than you think. Seriously, you can't block the stomp. Be faster blocking that slam. I never said I was a quick learner. Playing on Grandmaster forces me to study my enemy, to figure out how many swings I can get in after he misses a grab, to experiment with different strategies or stances, to know my block timings, to understand what attack is likely to follow another. You get the picture. It makes the fight more unique and memorable. It creates a story, one of repeated failures that are eventually paid off with a triumphant victory. And oh man, that feeling when you finally take down a tough boss, one that has made mincemeat out of you dozens of times, 45 in the Rancor's case, in case you're wondering. There's no feeling in gaming quite like it. After climbing that mountain, crawling through that desert, you finally reach the peak, the oasis, the cathartic moment when your enemy collapses at your feet and your long nightmare is finally over. You could have lowered the difficulty. You could have walked away and come back stronger. Again, no shame in that. You do you. But you stuck around, telling yourself, I can do this. And you proved yourself right. And that victory tastes all the sweeter for having suffered so long to obtain it. Reason number 2. It's nice to have a battle I know I can win. A huge part of why I love the challenge of gaming is because there is absolutely nothing standing in between me and victory except my own skill and game knowledge. That's why, despite the fact that I have a job and a young family and thus minimal time for gaming, I play on Grandmaster. When you've got young kids, you have to pick your battles with them, because if you try to exert your will in every aspect of life, you will not only get exhausted, frustrated, and short-tempered, but also you will find yourself fighting battles you have no chance of winning. Everyone who has tried to get a 3-year-old to eat some food he doesn't want to can relate. If you don't have kids, I'm sure you can relate to frustrations at work, be they customers, coworkers, or limitations of the business getting in the way of what you'd like to accomplish. Life in general is full of external forces beyond our control that prevent us from doing a great many things. Understanding what we can and cannot control and influence is vastly important for our own peace of mind and mental well-being, but that's a whole other tangent. My point is that in gaming, success is entirely up to us. There is not another will resisting your own, forcing you to pick and choose your battles. Every fight you enter in a game is a winnable one. That is incredibly freeing. Even if a boss takes dozens upon dozens of attempts, I know when I step into that boss room that there is nothing the game can do to stop me from conquering it. Only I can do that. It is simply a question of whether I have the willpower and perseverance to climb that mountain. Yeah, beating a hard boss in a video game is basically climbing Mount Everest, except way cheaper and safer. Plus, you can eat pretzels while doing it. I like pretzels, okay? Reason number 3. When I play on a high difficulty, it forces me to slow down and really learn the game. The infamous backlog is a concept known to gamers the world round, and it's often tempting for us to rush through games because we feel the need to check them off our lists. Speaking as someone who has done that on more than one occasion, that is patently absurd. I spent my hard-earned money on this game, waited months or years to play it in some cases, and now I'm going to push through the main story as quickly as possible because I want to get on to the next game that I'm probably going to treat in the same manner. Where is my intentionality? Where is my appreciation for the world and characters that have been crafted by this game's creators, designers, and artists? Where is my patience? Obviously, you don't need to play on Grandmaster or Veteran or whatever in order to take your time and enjoy the video game world you're in. If you're a more patient person than me, and that isn't hard, then you most likely naturally play at a slower, more intentional pace that allows you to soak in the beauty of your character's surroundings. You don't, for example, just jump immediately from one mission to the next in Deep Rock Galactic. You slow down with a pint of Glyphid Slammer, kick some barrels where they don't belong, and explore the space rig that has been crafted in exquisite detail by a team of dedicated, talented developers. Personally, I find the peaceful moments in between combat more enjoyable and rewarding when combat itself is so difficult. If I get put through the ringer each time I encounter an enemy, I can appreciate the times when no one is shooting at me all the more. By not feeling the need to rush from fight to fight, knowing that each encounter is going to be harrowing and stressful, I spend more time simply enjoying the world around my character, and am more likely to explore for the sake of discovery and wonder. Surprise reason number 4, I can't stand the thought of my kids eventually being better than me at video games, so I have to keep my skills sharp. I don't plan to lose to my son in any game until my dementia sets in. Anyhow, those are my thoughts. This was probably a bit more abstract than you expected, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. I do plan on doing actual analyses of the game itself, but like I said, I'm taking my time with it and enjoying the journey, so it'll probably be a little while. Let me know how you've been enjoying Jedi Survivor if you're playing it, what your opinion on difficulty is, and whatever other thoughts are meandering through your brain. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.